Welcome to Trauma Drinker with your host, your creator, whatever the word I was funny. I was just talking to chat. Man, AI is amazing, you all, and it's listen. Let's dive right in. It is time for me, Romeo Jones, to kill alcohol. You see, over the past 2 years, and again, this is I don't have a script. This is it's a rant. Okay, over the past 2 years, I have been from April of 2023 to April of 2025. I got sober curious thanks to a wonderful woman named Annie Grace. Annie Grace, if you ever watch this video, you are amazing, phenomenal. I mean, extravagant to say the least in the work that you have done. Because when I picked up her book in November, it was 9, 10, or 11, not sure, of 2022, it changed my perception on alcohol. Not to say that it was that I stopped immediately, but the curiosity was sparked, and in April of that following year, 23, I began to examine every day my relationship with alcohol just by simply using a calendar. Excuse me, just got done eating dinner pretty late, and drinking soda pop. We call it pop in my city, Chicago, and documenting any day I consume alcohol, make it red. Any day I can don't consume alcohol, I'm sober, mark it green. And that's what I would call sober curious. It was an experiment. And Annie actually talks about this in, I believe it's This Naked Mind, her book, her first book. And she says, if you do go back to drinking, become a scientist of your own life. I have done that for 2 years. I started a previous channel called This Alcohol Experiment. It was what I thought was a collaboration of Annie's first two books, This Naked Mind and The Alcohol Experiment. I crossed them and made a hybrid called This Alcohol Experiment. But in any event, it's the results are in. As if I didn't already know this the last I've been 16 years, if you will. Okay, I lost my mother to just mental illness, not physically, like literally, but my mother's mental state it is what it is. That's why this channel is called Trauma Drinker, right? Because the drinking essentially came from the trauma. I grew up, not only just me, my family grew up in a lot of trauma. I mean, the world. Look at the state of the earth right now, planet Earth. So I'll leave that to you because we're not going to go there. But the last video I did at 11:11, as you can see, it's 11:26. Let me see, 11:11 on April 22nd. You saw me down about it was a half pint of Tito's, and it probably was half full. So we'd say 100 milliliters, about a double shot, if you will. And I just hit 72 hours, and I feel great. But I'll tell you this: in that 72 hours, I have been eating a ton of junk food. Just crappy food. I work at America's Diner. You know what I mean? I'm grateful for that. I actually, I'm like a manager in training, but that's not my passion. That's not my desire. Helping people overcome their traumas, and I am doing that in the midst of addressing my drinking. And today, on the third day, I actually went down to Planet Fitness, where I'm a Black Card member, and I did 45 minutes on an elliptical with a 3-minute cool down. I don't believe my heart rate went below 150, so it was not very challenging, but it felt good. It felt good to just get my body sweating, get my body moving. I put on some compression gear because I sweat a lot. So just to don't let just be, it gets irritating. I'm just dripping everywhere. I need a headband. And now I am telling you, and I will show you by leading by example, that it's time for me to kill alcohol from my life. I can't put a timestamp on it, but for what the future holds for me is to use the data points that I have over the last 2 years to understand that alcohol doesn't serve me in any way. And the little rush that I get from it in the beginning is followed by 10x, at a minimum 10x. The dramatic me would say 100x, to never allow this substance back into my life. I don't care who was born, I don't care who died, and anything in the middle. If your boy Romeo Jones is present, will not be consuming any alcohol, okay? And it's funny because I refer to alcohol as drugs, right? And people say, oh, what drug do you do? And I'm like, alcohol. Oh, that's not a drug. But they don't know my story. They never walked a mile in my shoes, and they couldn't take a walk to the kitchen in my socks. But I'm not, I'm just saying, you don't understand. So these days, I'll call it ethanol because that's what it is, poison. And on this day, and it's a full fledged thing. This isn't just, over the last 2 years I would be sober, right? And that's cool, right? I can't call it in recovery. I would simply call it sober curious. This is a big community on the internet now. This is a big community in books, right? Whether you go to a bookstore like Barnes and Nobles, and there's not very many of them left, or you go on Amazon, okay? This is a real community that I am becoming a part of because my heart is near and dear to this. And everyone who falls into the alcohol trap didn't do it because of trauma. Some people did it because of social pressures. I know a gentleman named Augie, that's his nickname, and he never had a big problem with alcohol. He's drinking since he was 17, right? Don't get me wrong. Obviously, if you drink a lot, you're going to run into some problems, but it never really destroyed his life until his mother passed. And then it destroyed his life. It's a part of the trap. So he didn't lose his mother till he was 42. Not to compare myself to Augie. I lost my mother at 18. But that's another story that we'll get to because remember, trauma drinker. I want to show you this logo I've been working on in ChatGPT. And it's just, oh my God, dude, I was in love with Google and I still am, right? YouTube, Google, But what it's doing is it's mind-boggling what you can do with this. And this is from a novice, a straight green pea. But check out this logo and trauma drinker, the roots. Ooh, I'm so excited, y'all. So excited because like when you do something you're passionate about. Like when I first started caddying, it was interesting to me. It was like the movie Caddyshack. I get to carry this golf bag and eat good food and hang out with guys who are like so happy to be here. They're not dealing with the office. They're not at home. Whether home life is good or not so good, and they're just golfing. And 7 years in the game is like I'm not that passionate about this. Helping another man find his golf ball and shoot a good golf score. I think I want to figure out how to become a member and get me a caddy. You know what I mean? And it's time. It's time. So over the next 30 days, and I'm not even going to talk about what I said before. This is now. I just want to focus on 30 days of initiating recovery. I'll tell you this. One thing that I notice is boredom becomes an issue if there is such a thing. Okay, I can be very isolated creature, human, and when I'm not drinking, right, when I'm in the green, the whack-a-moles pop up. I go in the red in other areas like smoking tobacco in the form of either cigarettes, not a lot, but still horrible. Annie Grace even says if you're smoking, you might want to get rid of the smoking before the drinking. That's her take on it. You know what I mean? But period. I just made 35 yesterday, April 24th. Happy birthday to me. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, y'all. You can wish me a happy birthday in the comments, even if it's not my birthday no more. But for the sake of this video, thank you for those who choose to do so. But I made 35, and if I could kind of speak in just raw Rome. 35 hit the 30s hit different if you ask me. I turned 30 in 2020 and that was like wow, I had booked a trip over to Bali, Indonesia for 56 nights, literally from from like April to sometime in June, and then you all know what happened. It transpired in March, and to this day we're still living with the effects of it. But time's not waiting. And when you're 20, you think 10 years is a long time. I mean, I guess it kind of is for a 20-year-old. That's half of your life. But as you begin to age and progress, it's like, it's not a lot of time. It's not that it's not a lot of time, but it goes fast. The day seems long, but before you know it, a year has flown by. So, there's a little plant right here, y'all. But anyways, even that, lost that. I got a scar on the back of my head. I'll show you some other time. It's literally a miracle that I did not lose my life or my freedom or take someone else's life and my freedom due to my relationship with alcohol. And I can tell you this, after 3 short days, physically, I feel amazing. And even paying attention to my drinking just this month alone, I drink and go to sleep. Right? I get the little buzz, the chemicals get the flow. Hey, yo, how you doing, man? Hey, man, I ain't talked to you in forever, man. What's up, bro? Wake up in the morning. Oh, man, gotta go to work. I feel like crap, man. Eyes red, looking like a demon. You know what I'm saying? And hey, alcohol is a spirit, but we not gonna go down that rabbit hole right now. Okay, let's bring it back. I'm done being sober curious. And I am committing to being sober serious. There's nothing in it for me. I've been there, done it. I drank enough for a lifetime. By the tender age of 35, I'm good. More for you, buddy. If you don't understand what I understand, I'm not judging. I'm good. You do you. I'm going to do me. But I'm good. I'm out. More for you. Okay? I done drank thousands of bottles. Thousands. Straight to the head. No chaser, no ice, to the head. Now, I might have a chaser, but there's been plenty of times I ain't had no money for a chaser. I'm drinking alcohol raw out the bottle. No chaser. Ugh. My organs just dying. But I just wanted to shoot this quick video because I am in the midst of building a community. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, right? We got all these. I got this alcohol experiment. Now I'm launching To Kill Alcohol and wrapping all of this within Trauma Drinker. But I'm not gonna let that overwhelm me. Over the next 30 days. Oh, another one. Sorry, y'all. Smoking, right? What's another thing that pops up when I'm not drinking? Tenfold? Bet. Sign up, dang! And not gambling with my buddies in the basement, on a cement floor, or a pool table at the casino. These odds are a little bit different than if you stop at the convenience store, the gas station, and you pick up some bicycle dice and you just roll them in your room like you're playing Monopoly. A little bit different. They give you the big, thick dice. You can't click them. You can't shake them over your head. All the rules and stuff. I know I'm moving a little bit in my mind. Slow down there. The odds are in favor of the house. And guess what, my friend? The house always wins. And yes, this year I've been gambling a little bit. I'll share that in another video. I want this to be short. I want to get it uploaded to YouTube before I wanted to post on the 25th, y'all. And as you can see, boom, it's 36, and I'm gonna need some upload time. Thank you for anyone who can resonate with what I'm talking about. If what I'm talking about rings true to you, I want to thank you because I have something to share with you. And over time, you're going to watch me grow. I want to look back on this channel 6 months in a year and just be amazed with what I've done for myself and others. So, with that being said, Annie Grace, just give me 1 second to get the book. I kind of jumped in this. I told you it was a rant. And I just want to show you what I'm going to focus on just for the next 30 days and not overwhelm myself with building this small or massive community. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that I'm going to take action. It's funny because as I'm shooting this video, I keep looking at the screen and not the camera. Because I can see myself when I look at the screen, but I want to look at you. So I got to look at the camera. But let me grab this book really fast. I'll be right back. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for waiting. So this is Annie Grace's first book, This Making Mine. This is the book that I referred to you about that I picked up in November of 2022. Totally changed the game for me. In the back of this book, Annie says, hey, if you want a practical way to put this information to use, grab this book. Okay. Initially, when I started, I was broken, busted, and disgusted, and that's another story. But the trauma, the drinking, the gambling, all the isms, Um, but then over time, I began to, get my stuff back together, and I bought the set on Amazon. It's a set. It's like 20 or 30 bucks. And anyway, if you need help getting that, get in contact with me. I'll help you get the wheels turning. But this is what I'm going to focus on dearly for the next 30 days. And I don't want to overwhelm you, but you have to understand where I am in my journey. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. There is no such thing as moderation, not for me. And if it is for you and you're okay with that, then that's where you are in your journey. But I don't want to be in that trap. It's a fun trap in the beginning until you look up and it's getting darker and grimmer, and now you don't know what's going on. The alcohol, the ethanol has uh, got a hold on you. But not only just alcohol, the smoking, the gambling. And this year alone, I'm probably down about 2,500 bucks. I'll tell you straight out another video. I'm good. I gotta go in and win 2,500 just to be back where I started, and that's just on this year. If you want to take, when I turned 21 years old, it wasn't the club for me, y'all. It was the Horseshoe Casino in Hammond, Indiana. I lived in the east side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? My auntie, yeah, Jeffrey Manor, South Shore, South Chicago. So Hammond, Indiana is a hop, skip, and a jump. You know what I mean? And yeah. I knew I was so silly. I just played the field when I started. Any bet is the house wins, but yeah, and start my YouTube channel and start building a strategy to grow on YouTube and start understanding my message and start understanding how to use uh, AI to hone in on my message. I don't have to start with a blank piece of paper. ChatGPT will literally help you do it, and if you want a pro account, it's only $20, not 200, not 2,000, $20 a month, pennies on the dollar. So even though I don't know you, if you're watching this, I love you. And you got this. Understand that this has been a 16-year journey for me. I didn't just wake up like this, y'all. It took time. Lost my tooth, lost my girlfriend, lost my father, lost jobs, got them back, lost them again, got them back. That's done. Got another job, lost that. Oh, when is enough gonna be enough? Like my auntie asked me one time, son, do it taste that good? I said, Ma, call my auntie Ma. She raised me. I just, as a toddler, I started doing it and I never stopped. I said, Ma, it tastes like water at this point. But all I was doing was chasing that initial high and not seeing the crash on the back end. I love y'all. Let me get this video uploaded and just to be continued. Much love. Romeo Jones with Trauma Drinker. Catch you on the next one. Yeah, if you need anything, check out the links below. We're going to figure it out, y'all. Bye.